Alrighty, good late Saturday afternoon, everyone. Major winter storm has been on its way or underway since last night into this morning, and we've talked about many times that this was basically just an appetizer as the main storm system really starting to push out into tonight, into tomorrow, and then Monday as you go towards the northeastern parts of the United States. So, of course, welcome in, everyone. Like I said, we're tracking a major ice storm as well that's causing some significant power outages already. And unfortunately, the situation is only going to continue to get worse as we move forward. Now, I called it yesterday in the live stream that people are going to wake up this morning and be like, where's the snow? Where's this? Where that? This is a bust. And heard that all morning long. But that tells me right there they missed the whole big picture of this system as well. So what we saw earlier was only the first wave. That was the appetizer. That was the first round. Some places actually overperformed and in spots, especially when it came to ice and accumulation and power impact. So the storm was never just about snow. Ice was a big threat as well. That's the most dangerous threat regarding, snow is nothing to be, it still trashes the roads, but still ice brings power outages, down trees, dangerous travel. And we're already seeing that to play out as we went through today. So the main part of the storm is still ahead with additional rounds that will continue to add stress to power line and trees. So if you're just now joining us real quick, help us out. Jump in the comments. Tell us where you're watching from, where you're seeing, what you're seeing outside right now, snow, ice, sleet, rain, power outages. We want to hear from you to see what's going on across the region here. So if you're watching on Facebook, make sure to like and share this stream so others can stay informed. If you're if you haven't followed our page, hit that follow button as well and hit favorites, and that'll our posts will come up more often on your page. So if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It's basically like following a page on Facebook. So turn notifications on to all, and it works just like following a page on Facebook. Like I said, you'll be notified every time we go live or post new weather updates. All right, let's dive right into the latest conditions. We'll go over power outages as well and what's coming next. All right, I'm pulled up one of these RDOT cameras. They have a great camera system across the state. So this is looking over Lake Norfolk in Henderson, Arkansas, towards the west. If you go over this bridge and go that way towards the west, it goes to Mountain Home, Arkansas. But you can see some snow flying around, and it's a very, very pretty scene here. And you see every once in a while, because we have those northeast winds, you see some steam and stuff coming off the lake. As the water temperature is still very warm, and it's in the single digits and teens up that way as well. But you can see the road conditions here. This is not that bad compared to what I've seen across parts of Arkansas and across the region. So RDOT's doing a pretty bang-up job. What they have, what's been dealt, because with temperatures in the single digits and teens, it's hard to get anything off the road at that point, and for ice melt to even work. So, all right, let's take a look at the latest watches and warnings, advisories. All right, so we have a ton of Arkansas followers, but I'm just showing you I drive Arkansas. Several different states have the same kind of layout as Arkansas, but every major road is either ice covered, snow covered, slush covered. So it's just dangerous travel conditions throughout the whole state. It's just going to continue to deteriorate even worse tonight, tomorrow, and brutally cold coming in behind it. So some of these road conditions probably won't start improving until we get to possibly Monday, Tuesday, maybe if we get above freezing. If we get the sun out and stuff, that'll help as well. So hopefully we can get those roads cleaned up or by early next week. But brutal cold could be coming back at late next weekend as well. So showed CPC outlooks on that. We can go over that here as well. But let's go over the latest watches, warnings, and advisories. All right, let's jump right in. Winter storm warning still in effect through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night even. And then as you get east of the Mississippi River, they go to tomorrow night through parts of Monday even. So all the way from New Mexico through Texas, actually basically almost all of Texas under winter storm warnings or advisors, even down in South Texas, including the Houston area. There's been an ice storm warning upgrade now for Austin, Texas, Georgetown, Round Rock, Kerrville as well. And we're going to go over accumulations yet to come over this area as well. Also, very dangerous situation across parts of Texas, eastern Texas, into most of the northern half of Louisiana. Ice storm warnings for Tyler, Texas, Jasper, Shreveport, Monroe, up towards El Dorado, Arkansas, Alexandria, Vicksburg, Jackson, Yazoo City, Greenwood, Mississippi, Tupelo, Oxford, Boonville. And then as you get up here towards parts of Tennessee, up towards Savannah, Tennessee, Henderson, Lexington, Tennessee as well. Northwestern parts of Alabama, Russellville, Florence. Get up towards the Tennessee Valley here, Chattanooga, Dayton, up to Knoxville, and then even down towards the Atlanta area under an ice storm warning. Columbia, South Carolina, up towards Charlotte, North Carolina, Asheville, Statesville, all under ice storm warning regarding all that. Now, as you get towards the coast of the Carolinas here, this is all winter weather advisories all the way down towards Myrtle Beach, just north of Charleston, Waynesboro, north of Macon here, and all the way back towards Huntsville, Alabama, and then Lake Charles down to Lafayette, New Roads, just northwest of Baton Rouge here, winter weather advisories, Beaumont, Texas, Texas City, Galveston even, Lake Jackson, all the way down to Corpus Christi as well, all under winter weather advisories for this storm. Now, all this up here in the Northeast, I mean, New York City, major cities, I-95 corridor, Boston, New York City, Baltimore, Washington, all those areas are going to get smashed as well with this storm as it moves up. So winter storm warnings are in effect up that way as well. Like I said, the first round was just an appetizer. So like I said, we've had people get real hateful with us this morning about how we were hyping and nothing is coming and everything else. Well, this was just supposed to possibly give us, especially the snow areas, possibly from anywhere from 1 to 5 inches with this first wave. It overperformed in areas. For example, Little Rock, it was right north of that sleet to snow line, and they got absolutely hammered. I mean, I think National Weather Service in North Little Rock, they've have over almost 7 to 8 inches of snow on the ground, sleet and snow that is now on the ground now. So that first wave overperformed in a few areas. It definitely overperformed in a few areas in the freezing rain areas as well. And that's why some of these areas in southern Texas, including Austin, is under a ice storm warning now because of some of this system overperforming. All right, so let's take a look at where the storm system is, because like I said, everybody's been saying this is a bust. Well, the storm system is just now coming on onto the Baja California now and starting to head northeast. So let's take a look at that. All right, so here's the first system that came through. All right, so like I said, overperformed in a few areas. And that's starting to move towards the Tennessee Valley, towards the Atlanta area, and off towards the Northeast. Like I said, that's just the appetizer. This storm system now is just now coming on. Just went over the Baja California, it's going into Mexico right now, and going to be slamming into parts of Texas next. So the next 24 to 36 hours are going to be there's going to be an explosion of precipitation, and this is where the heaviest snow, the main snow and ice and all that stuff is going to come from. So as soon as this system, I mean, there's already been a response. We got all this all this specific moisture just pumping into the region, going to be combining with the Gulf moisture here, and just going to be throwing it up here. And there's going to be a lot of snow and freezing rain to come across the area. All right, let's go over the 18Z HRRR. It showed that dry slot into Arkansas, but I'm telling you, there was times where there was nothing on radar, and it was dumping snow at my location. So radar beams overshooting some of these low level where it's snowing. So there has been some heavier snow pockets in northern Arkansas that's not being picked up on radar. So this storm system's just getting going. Like I said, the first one was just an appetizer. As we head towards later this afternoon into tonight, you can see freezing rain, sleet developing. I think this is a little bit overdone on freezing rain, especially northern half of Arkansas, especially. But heavy freezing rain possibilities as we go in through late this evening through tonight. Sleet being mixed in as well. Dallas, Austin, down to Houston, possibly eventually getting into Houston with some freezing rain. Jackson, Mississippi is just showing rain right now, but as we go later in the night, but your transition will come eventually here. So where this pink line is, that's basically where it's going to be transitioning from sleet to snow. So anywhere between where that transition point happens and 50 miles north of that line or northwest of that line, that's where the heaviest snow is going to be. And that's where the major accumulations are going to happen. All right. So this is early tomorrow morning, very heavy snows across northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, all the way through the Ohio Valley, up towards Washington, D.C., starting to finally get into New York as we go tomorrow, maybe Chicago, some light snow as well. And then the storm system still back here in parts of the southwestern parts of Texas, and still going to be making its way through. So as we go towards mid-morning into late morning, still very heavy freezing rain almost all the way to the coast of Louisiana. There is going to be some embedded pockets of thunder sleet with this as well. So you can see that with some of these thunderstorms trying to pop up here and getting into the colder air. You're going to have some thunder sleet, thunder freezing rain possibilities. Storm Prediction Center has actually highlighted that basically along and south of I-40 for rest of today into parts of tomorrow morning. All right, so we get towards late afternoon, still snowing across parts of Missouri into Arkansas, sleet changing to snow here in even all the way down to southwest Arkansas, that is, through the Little Rock area up to Jonesboro, and then the northeast is starting to get slammed with this system as well. Now, I think this is a little bit overdone on the warm air coming into Atlanta with all this cold air banking against the east side of the Appalachians and this running right into Atlanta. That's why they're under ice storm warning as well. Jackson, Mississippi, getting on some very heavy freezing rain as we go tomorrow morning as well. So then this storm system continues to wrap up. I mean, it's still snowing back in Arkansas as we go towards tomorrow evening. Nashville could be freezing rain, sleet changing to snow towards the end, and very heavy freezing rain possibly for Raleigh up to Richmond. New York City possibly changing, maybe some sleet snow mix, but very heavy snows just north of there. Boston up to Buffalo, Albany as well. So, and then could be some more snow tomorrow night as it's starting to pick up on another piece of energy starting to come in behind the system as well. Could enhance some snow even down towards southern Arkansas. This will be on top of all this mess that we've already been dealing with. So even Nashville up towards West Virginia as well. If we keep going out here, still this is Monday morning, still could be a few flurries around, even down towards southern Louisiana, and then up against the Appalachians. And the snow is starting to wind down up in parts of New England, but the damage will be done. So let's take a look at the latest, what the National Weather Service is saying about accumulations and ice accumulations, additional ice and snow accumulations. Let's take a look at that. Alrighty, this is on poweroutage.com or .us, same thing. But power outages are going up in a hurry. Texas, 51,000, over 51,000 now. Louisiana continues to go up over 50,000. There's some parts of New Mexico now is the top 3 now. Arkansas, almost 4,000. Mississippi's about 2,000 as well. We can actually dive into Texas, and most of the counties that are starting to get out of power. Gillespie County, there's 1,600 out. That's about 10% of the county. Up here towards Cherokee County, about 12%. Rusk County, 23% of the county is out of power. Panola County, 33%. Shelby County, 31%. Cass County, 18%. Like I said, most of these counties up here in northeastern parts of Texas has really been hard hit. Now, there is some power outages even in West Texas with 5 to upwards of 15% of the counties out of power. As far as Dallas is concerned, we said 1.1 million customers are tracked, and there's only 874 customers out in the Dallas County area that way. So if we go back here, we go to Louisiana, you see a lot of these counties in northern parts of the state here are getting hit. DeSoto County, 50% of the county is out of power. Sabine, it's probably Sabine Parish. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. So it just says county on here, so it's probably parish. So 2% in there. Red River, 16%. Bentonville Parish, 20%. 11% Jackson. Ouachita Parish, 34% of out of power. 28,000 out of power there. Richland County is just 144. Go up towards the northern parts here. You start getting 5 to 10%. Union Parish, Morehouse Parish, East Carroll Parish. But Ouachita Parish, man, they're the ones that are hardest hit right now with almost 30,000 customers out of power in that county. All right, we're going to look at the National Weather Service probabilistic precipitation portal. The expected snowfall amounts is on top of what you've already received. This goes from now until Wednesday, or now until the end of the event, basically. So a lot of these places, this is including sleet accumulations down here in Texas, parts of Louisiana, maybe upwards of another half an inch of sleet, maybe snow as well, up towards Memphis, maybe another inch of sleet and snow. A lot of these places will get a lot more icing though. But as you tick north here, like Arkansas, they're expecting, National Weather Service expecting another inch, maybe a little bit higher amounts is just the expected amounts. I can show you some examples here. Like Little Rock, they're expecting an inch. High end is an inch. There is some chances of being more, but that's what the National Weather Service is thinking right now. So back here in Texas, another 6 to 10 inches possible across parts of the Panhandle, all the way through Oklahoma City, Tulsa as well. We go to Tulsa, expecting another 7 inches of snow with high end possibly 9. This is on top of what you've already received. We go up the line here, Fayetteville, expecting another 6 inches on top of what you already have, maybe upwards of 10, according to the National Weather Service. So high chances of at least 6 to 10 inches of additional snowfall all the way up into southern Missouri, far northern Arkansas here. We go up to Springfield, Missouri, expecting another 7 inches of snow, maybe 7 to 10 there. West Plains, Missouri, expecting 6, maybe upwards of 11. This is additional on top of what has already fallen. Okay, so St. Louis, expecting 9, possibly up to 11. So this is on top of what you've already received. So another 9 to 11. This is from the National Weather Service. All right. And this goes all the way south of Springfield, Missouri. Springfield, Illinois, and down towards Paducah. I know we have a lot of followers over there. They're expecting another 4 to 7. This is sleet snow, by the way. 4 to 7 inches there. Gets south of Indianapolis towards, just look at one of these places here. This is Salem, Indiana, expecting a foot, 12 to 16 additional. Louisville, Kentucky, 10 to 15. This is from the National Weather Service as well. So this lines up with what we've been thinking this whole time. So we get up here towards the Carolinas, and a lot of these areas will pick up 1 to 3 inches of possible sleet, snow. And then as you head towards middle Virginia and northward, that's where the heavier snows and sleets will be as you get up towards, 9 to 12 inches of snow. And then as we get towards the northeast, some of these areas, especially in the red areas, could receive over 1.5 feet of snow. Expected snowfall. If you go to the high end amounts, this is the worst possible scenario. You could get upwards of 2 feet. This is the worst possible scenario all the way back through parts of Arkansas. Even like I said, I think additional at least 6 to 10 to 12, probably 6 to 12 inches additional on top of what has already fallen across parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, upwards up to St. Louis, through Illinois, through the Ohio Valley here, including Cincinnati. We've had some Cincinnati people joining with us too. 11 to 17. This is what National Weather Service is thinking as of right now. So ice forecast, expected amounts down here. This is on top of what you've already received. Austin, Texas, for example, you're under an ice storm warning. Another 0.2 possible, upwards of 2,300s. Anything over 1/4 inch, you start having issues. San Antonio, same way. 0.23 is expected. 0.27 is the high end. Then as you get up towards the Woodlands and then up here towards parts Hempfield, Texas, 1/2 inch of ice is expected on top of what you've already received. Shreveport, another 1/4 to possibly over 1/2 inch. The high end is 0.6. Monroe, a lot of followers down here. That's why I'm going over it. So this is straight from the National Weather Service, and we agree with this as well. This goes hand in hand with what we've been forecasting. So 0.5 or over 1/2 inch of ice on top of what you've already received, and possibly 1/2 inch to 1 inch more. And then as you get up towards Greenwood, Mississippi, another 3/4 to 1 inch of ice is possible. Tupelo, anywhere from 1/4 or 3/4 to 1 inch. And then as you get to this bright pink band, anywhere from 1 inch to possibly 1.5 inches of more accumulation. Corinth, Mississippi, 1 inch to 1 1.33 inch of more ice. And that goes all the way up towards Kentucky as well. Atlanta, we have a lot of people joining us from Atlanta. This is your event's still starting to get going. Expecting 0.3 in town of Atlanta, goes towards the southwest. It basically ticks down as you go northeast out of Atlanta. That's where it really picks up. So 0.3 to 0.4 in Atlanta. This is from the National Weather Service. You go up to Gainesville, Georgia, 0.8. Anything over 1/4, 1/2 inch, you start having major power issues. And then through Greenville, Asheville, all probably 1/2 inch to 1 inch up here as well. Even towards Winston-Salem, probably another 1/2 inch of ice as well on this. Alrighty, so that's basically the latest update that we have for you all. Just want to get on here and tell you what all the latest is, what the latest National Weather Service thinking is, and it's right in line with what our forecast was. So, like I said, this first round that came through late yesterday into first half of today, especially west of the Mississippi River, that was just the appetizer. It did overperform in certain areas and underperformed in a few areas as well. But the main system is now just starting to get going across the area, and this is going to be a prolonged 24-hour event for this next wave. And this is where the main show is going to be. So anywhere from parts of Oklahoma, I-44 corridor, I-40 corridor, north of the, that's intersection through there, north of I-40, up towards even Missouri, the I-44 corridor, anywhere between, especially Northwest Arkansas, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, towards Fayetteville, over towards Mountain Home, West Plains, Springfield, Missouri, up to St. Louis, and then towards the Ohio River Valley, expecting another 6 to 12 inches of snow on top of what you've already received. So main show is coming. Stay patient. The roads are already trashed, and they're just going to continue to get worse. And then there's bitterly cold air coming in behind this as well, with temperatures possibly way below zero as we go into Monday morning and Tuesday morning, as well, with wind chills as low as 10 to 20 below zero. Stay safe out there. Stay weather aware. Keep those phones charged. If you still have power down here in Louisiana and parts of Mississippi, you got to keep those phones charged. Stay on alert with this, as more icing is going to occur, with a possible half an inch to an inch additional to what's already fallen across the area. Stay safe, everyone. Try to have a good rest of your